Hi Libra, welcome to your love reading for October 2017. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. So you actually had a jumping card when I was properly shuffling. Let me show you what came up for you. You had the Three of Swords. So I feel like some of you are watching this video because you are completely heartbroken. I know a lot of the other signs have had this card. Some of you may have been served with divorce papers. Some of you may have just had somebody completely walk out on you. This also is a card of fighting, misunderstandings, but it just means that you're hurting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in the deck and we will see if it comes up for you again. So let's start off with this deck here. We're going to get 9 cards for you. This is the love reading for the sign of Libra for October 2017. The first card you have, Libra, is a 10 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October 2017. The 8 of Swords. The 2 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Libra for October 2017. The 7 of Swords. The Chariot. The 10 of Cups. And I am using a different camera now because my other camera was just taking too long to upload the videos, so I will be adjusting the camera as we go. The 3 of Swords, so here it is again from the other deck, but it's the same card. The High Priestess. And then your final card is going to be the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck is going to represent the main energy around your love life in October, and you have the Empress. So you do have, just kind of looking over the spread here, you have quite a few challenging cards, but the main energy is the Empress, which means no matter what is going on with you, you can be happy again. There is love, there is happiness, there is a lot of abundance. So we will come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading, and we're going to take it one row at a time. Okay, so at the top row you have the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles. So when I saw these cards, when I saw the top row, this pretty much kind of resonated with the card that had jumped for you at the beginning of the reading, which I did pull again. So with the 10 of Swords, this usually comes up when you are really hurting, when you feel like you have hit rock bottom. And yes, it does come up when there are divorces. It comes up, when somebody lied to you or betrayed you. And, you have the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like for some of you, like, there is some type of, like, ending that has happened, or some type of, like, really horrible betrayal. But some of you may be in limbo, is one thing that I'm getting. And I get that from the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. I feel like you're in limbo. Like, I don't know, like somebody may have moved out, but yet, like, there's no closure. Like, they're considering maybe coming back. Or maybe somebody filed for divorce, but they're telling you, maybe, maybe I won't do it. Maybe I'll reconsider. With the 8 of Swords, you feel stuck, and you feel like there's really nothing that you can do about your situation. And with this 10 of Swords energy, this comes up when you have just kind of hit, kind of rock bottom, and you can't stop thinking about something really, really painful. It's just kind of drilled into your head, and there is no recovering. But, for some of you, it could be, that you're just kind of stuck in that energy, and you're not able to move on because maybe the person that broke up with you, you thought was the love of your life, and you thought you're going to spend the rest of your life together. And you're not able to kind of, move on. The 10 of Swords is actually a card of moving on. But I do feel like some of you might kind of be in limbo. Like I said, where there has been maybe a betrayal, or there has been a separation, but there could be someone kind of saying, well, maybe I'll come back. Give me some time to think about it. Now you also have the 2 of Pentacles. This is scattered energy. And the 2s do represent choosing between 2 things, 2 people, 2 outcomes. So for some of you, there can be a decision that's being made where you know, maybe with the Ten of Swords, there was, you know, a betrayal. Maybe somebody cheated on you. And right now that person is making a decision whether they're going to decide to stay married to you or stay in a relationship or be with the other person. Because with the Eight of Swords, you are stuck. And you feel like, you know, I cannot do anything about this. I can't bring them back. I can't change their mind. And there's something, you know, stirring with the Two of Pentacles. This is just kind of like everything is in limbo kind of card. Everything is in limbo. So although I feel like for some of you, yes, it could have been like, you know, a divorce and maybe it already went through, or someone, you know, has just left your life completely. And maybe you're just having trouble moving on. I do feel like you have options, you have choices. But I still feel like for some of you, you're in limbo. And I keep getting that over and over and over. It's like something ended, but it hasn't quite ended. And I don't feel like it's because you haven't had closure. I feel like it's because someone might be telling you, you know, that maybe I'll forgive you. Maybe we can still fix this. But I feel like, you know, you can't do anything about it. So you may be giving someone some space and some time. But with the Two of Pentacles, it's just like you don't have a sure thing. So that could also be for some of you, maybe those who are dating, or there's someone that you're involved with where, you know, you feel like you have reached kind of a low place in the relationship. You can't do anything about it. And you're just kind of, you know, you're in limbo as far as, like, you know, what to do. You're hurting, but yet there's nothing that you can do. It does get better though. Now down here, this was interesting when I pulled the cards because this combination of the Seven of Swords and the Chariot has come up, and I think in 2 other signs. I don't remember which ones, but they have been pretty persistent, especially the Seven of Swords. It has come up in many other readings, which just means it's a universal energy. I think the last reading, look at the last sign that I uploaded right before yours, because that one had the Seven of Swords. It was an interesting story. But the Seven of Swords, this can mean, you know, deceit. And it can mean, you know, that somebody lied. I mean, seeing it lined up with the Ten of Swords, which does mean, you know, sometimes you were lied to, you were betrayed. Maybe there was someone that, you know, that cheated on you, that lied to you. There still is, you know, positive energy around this. With the Chariot and the Ten of Cups, like I said, I have seen the Seven of Swords come up over and over with the Chariot, which means for those of you where you have been, you know, you have been lied to for different reasons, where you were lied to because there was someone else and they were cheating. It's like your partner comes around, or somebody lied to you, kind of led you on thinking that they loved you or wanted a relationship with you, and now they're, you know, they're coming clean, and maybe you're finding out that that wasn't true. This is all coming out, but yet it still comes out with a positive outcome. So I feel like for some of you with the Seven of Swords, where somebody lied to you or cheated on you, or in some way, like, you know, misled you, it may be into thinking that you're headed towards marriage or that they loved you, you know, and you found out that this was not true. Maybe you're completely heartbroken. That's probably why you have the Three of Swords at the, you know, on the bottom row. And it actually jumped for you at the beginning of the reading. Yet you still have the Chariot, which is a victory. So I kind of feel like for those of you where there was a betrayal, or maybe you think you're moving towards a divorce, you're not. And then you also have the Ten of Cups, which tells me, you know, this is happiness. Not just happiness, but this is a marriage. This is a happily ever after card. So it's like there was betrayal, but then there's happiness. And I feel like for the majority of you, it is with, you know, with someone that probably led you on or misled you, betrayed you in some way. There is some type of positive change with the Chariot, because this is a major arcana and it does represent movement, positive movement. This is a victory card as far as the major arcana. This is a victory. So it's like there was a betrayal, but yet you're still together. This is still a victory for you. The Chariot does mean you have to be really persistent. So if you really love your partner and you really do not want this to be the end, I see a lot of you just doing whatever you can, fighting tooth and nail to save this relationship. Of course, it's a general reading, so some of you might be, you know, deciding to move on, especially with the Ten of Swords. Like, you know, I'm out of here. I'm not going to take one more lie, one more betrayal. For those of you where you really are moving on and you want nothing more to do with someone that lied to you, there will be someone else. The Ten of Cups, this is your happily ever after. So you are getting it, whether it's with the person that you still love and that you belong with, or it's with someone new, the person that you're actually meant to be with. Now, let's look at the bottom row. So the Three of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Five of Pentacles. Let me just set the camera down here so it doesn't move. The Three of Swords. Now, this is important because, remember, this card jumped for you when I was properly shuffling. It jumped for you, which always means it's kind of like, you know, an important message. Like, hey, look at me, I'm special. This is what you really need to hear. And like I said, I felt, you know, when I saw it, that some of you are watching this reading because you've been completely heartbroken by something, whether, you know, it is a divorce or somebody broke up with you or called off an engagement. They broke your heart in some way. Yet, just kind of jump over to the other side, the Five of Pentacles. You're also kind of feeling like really like lonely and isolated. I'm even kind of getting that some of you may have been completely blindsided by a betrayal, by a breakup. You thought, you know, this person was your life partner. You thought this person was your happily ever after, and then it's like, bang, somebody served you with divorce papers, or somebody just kind of, you know, casually told you I'm moving out. Something like that, because the Five of Pentacles, you know, this is feeling completely shut out emotionally. Like, what in the world just happened here? Seeing it with the Three of Swords, I feel like, you know, could have been not just somebody shutting you out, but somebody like leaving, whether it's divorce or just moving out. Now, you do have the High Priestess, so this is kind of saying, you know, use your intuition. I feel like this has come up for a lot of the other signs, that you have an opportunity to forgive this person, because I kind of feel like you're in limbo. I just keep getting that feeling. I feel like you're in limbo, either because they're going to come back, maybe they have already told you that they're thinking about forgiving you and, you know, staying together. And if they haven't told you that, I feel like for some of you, like, they're going to pop up again and they're going to ask for a second chance. The High Priestess is just kind of saying, use your intuition here. For some of you, you know, yes, this is the person that, you know, you're meant to be with, that you're meant to grow old with. This is your life partner. For others, you know, especially if it's been a pattern where the person has already done this before and they have moved out or they have cheated, use your intuition when giving them a second chance, because I just feel like you haven't seen the last of somebody that lied to you or betrayed you. Like, they're coming back, and it's going to be up to you whether you forgive them or not. For some of you, you know, that is what you're meant to do. But for others, especially if it's been a pattern of just cheating, you may want to think about that really carefully. Okay, so let me get some more cards to see what other messages there are for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October 2017? You have the Hierophant. What other messages are there for Libra for October 2017? You have the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so I think you can see them here. Let me just put this card here so you can see it. The Hierophant. You know, this is a really spiritual energy, and it is kind of like this, you know, feeling, this knowing of, this is where I belong. This is, you know, my soulmate, or this is a kindred spirit. It's just kind of like that, you know, kind of soulmate energy, like the Two of Cups. And what I see here is that someone has been, with the Ten of Wands being here, that someone, maybe, yes, you do recognize that me and this person, we had something special. Like, this is like a relationship unlike anything I've ever been in before. I love this person more than I've ever loved anyone else. But with the Ten of Wands, yet you're still really sick and tired of something that's going on in the relationship. And for many of you, it could be that they're coming and going. They don't know how they feel about you. I feel like I've been repeating myself, like, for all the signs, but these are the same cards. You have a lot of the same cards that everyone else has been getting. With the Ten of Wands, you're pretty much fed up. You are sick and tired of everything, and it's a really kind of heavy, draining energy. But yet it's there with the Hierophant, where, you know, you just kind of feel like, you know, I belong with this person. You know, this is a kindred spirit. Now, the Knight of Swords being there, I feel like, you know, you're going to see some type of movement around the situation where you have been completely fed up with the Ten of Wands. Maybe because they keep going, you know, coming and going, coming and going, and maybe they're not committing, or maybe, you know, someone was moving towards divorce. And like I said, maybe they have been kind of keeping you in suspense as far as like, well, maybe we'll stay together, maybe we won't. I feel like you finally get an answer with the Knight of Swords, because this does represent a lot of things moving in your love life, a lot of new development. So I feel like where you have been stuck, and you do have the Eight of Swords at the top, where you have been stuck and you've been completely fed up, and maybe, you know, somebody has kept you in suspense, in limbo, you're lied to, you're betrayed. It's like you finally get some answers. Like you finally know either way. With the Knight of Swords, this is just a lot of things happening, a lot of new developments, and a lot of things happening really quickly. So I feel like if you're waiting because someone has told you, you know, that maybe we won't break up, maybe we won't divorce. I feel like with this card here that you are getting that answer, whether it's yes or no. And I feel like for a lot of you, like it's gonna be a yes, you know, like they are changing their mind. Remember, the main energy was the Empress. This is the ultimate card of happiness and abundance, and she also represents marriage and children. So I feel like whatever, you know, is going on here, it has a positive outcome, whether it's with the person that you are with, or for those of you where you don't want anything to do with that person for whatever reason, it's with somebody new, somebody that you actually belong with. Okay, so let's get some more cards from this deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for October 2017? You have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Seven of Wands at the bottom of this deck. The High Priestess again. So you have the High Priestess 2 times. So, you know, when a card repeats itself like this from, you know, 2 completely different decks, this is a strong message for you. And ironically, it is a message of intuition. What is your intuition telling you about this person? I can't help but see, I don't usually show more than one card, but when I pulled up, you know, the High Priestess, the moon was at the bottom. And the moon can sometimes represent deceit, but it also represents things coming to light. Like you finally know the truth. And I feel like for some of you, you know the truth, and you know what you want, and you know what you don't want. The High Priestess, this just means like use your intuition. That's why I get a strong feeling that someone that left, someone that served you with divorce papers, or somebody that just kind of moved out or told you to leave, they return. I just keep getting the feeling that they come back. Maybe they have you in limbo already. Use your intuition as far as, do you really want to try again? You know, do you trust this person? Do you really feel that they are the one? And for a lot of you, this, you know, these 2 cards can be telling you, you know, yes, this person is your life partner. They are the one. And for others, it can be a warning that, you know, don't put yourself through that again. So just use your intuition. This is a card of intuition and synchronicity. So there can be a lot of signs kind of telling you what you're going to do, what is the right choice. Okay, so I'm just going to move the bottom card right here so you can see it. Ironically, with the 2 sevens here, the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So I pulled the King of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So you have someone here. You have the King of Pentacles. So this is someone who is an earth sign. So this would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Perhaps this is the person that has you in distress. This is a person that has been stringing you along, keeping you in limbo, you know, divorce or no divorce, moving out or no moving out. And ironically, under this energy from this person is the Four of Swords. This is a card of needing space and needing time. So I kind of feel like, you know, there is this person, this is your romantic partner. If they're not an earth sign, it's just going to be the energy that they're in. Earth signs are usually like really down to earth. They're very conservative. They're very ambitious. They're really kind of into material things, making more money, career. They could be in that energy if they're not actually an earth sign. But they did come up with this energy of, you know, just back off and give me some space. You need to stand up to them with the Seven of Wands coming up here. The Seven of Wands just means that, no, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not gonna let you choose. I'm gonna choose. Remember that you did have the High Priestess 2 times. So it's like, you know, really use your intuition. Because I kind of feel like this earth sign, or even if they're not an earth sign, this person in your life that maybe, you know, does need time to think with the Four of Swords, and this kind of needs some space. Like, this is not right. This is not fair to you, and you need to stand up to them. You need to tell them that, you know, no, actually I can't give you that space. So if you make the decision to leave, then the decision has been made. And the Four of Swords can also, I also feel like for some of you it's healing. So if you're willing to talk, for those of you where, you know, this, you feel like this person is your everything, and you really do not want to let go of them, you do not want a divorce, and maybe you just want to give them that space and time. Maybe you even feel that they need them. They need that time. Maybe you need it too. This is healing with the Four of Swords. But there is still a need to, you know, to talk with the Seven of Wands. And it's not just, it doesn't just mean talk, but it just means get everything out in the open. This means that, you know, you really let them know how you feel. So if they broke your heart, if you felt blindsided, if you felt like they completely destroyed your life, whatever it is, you let them know. With the Seven of Wands, it's a very kind of fiery, confrontational energy. Like, look what you did to me, look what you did to my life. Even if that sounds a little bit dramatic, that's just the feeling that I get. I feel like you have to talk. So just kind of looking over this reading, it's very dramatic, kind of like some of the others I've done. I feel like, you know, there's betrayal, there's heartache, possibly deceit. But yet there is a strong connection of, you know, with the Hierophant of like, this is a person I belong with. But yet, you know, there is pain all over this reading. But a strong message of intuition with the High Priestess coming up 2 times. Use your intuition, because I feel like if somebody has left your life, it is not for good. They will be returning. Okay, Libra, this has been your love reading for October 2017. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.